I'm Taylor Bruck. Here's your Spectrum News in 90.
We're starting the hour with new details emerging from the New Albany Police Department following Tuesday night's mass shooting.
In this back booth, we've got a registered Democrat, a registered Independent, and a registered Republican all sitting together enjoying their breakfast, still friends. If you look to my right, you can see the sea of people standing in front of the State House, holding up signs, fighting for public education, fighting for our students. And this is all because of the proposed state budget.
How much influence do you sense President-elect Trump has truly had in this decision?
It's just a sad day for the Morrow County community, family, friends, and colleagues of Deputy Scheer. Traditionally, this ceremony will happen at the graveside burial, but a police officer told me earlier that it's just not logistically possible for all of these people to get to that gravesite. This is a long-standing state tradition. It's been around since 1850. It brings in upwards of 1 million visitors over the 12 days. What is the significance of that? I mean, what is the impact of that on the state economically?
Governor Mike DeWine and city leaders are condemning the neo-Nazi march that took place in the short north yesterday.
Many LGBTQ couples are fearful of this. Basically, if Obergefell were overturned in states like Ohio, there would once again be a ban on same-sex marriage.
But many say the negative impacts that these proposed asphalt plants could have on the region could affect thousands.
You know what? I found the right place, you guys. I found the food. I asked for a fork earlier and they said, "It's barbecue. It's barbecue."
I don't think I can support you beating up on the youth of tomorrow. I just don't know if that's fair.
Listen, we had to show it up. Basketball's my favorite sport. What are you hoping to learn from this event to hopefully make Columbus's bigger and better than ever?
You're creating spaces for people with autism to not only just be themselves, but thrive as themselves.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you? You were just watching the funeral mass of fallen officer Jacob Durbin. There's some live pictures right now looking outside of St. Columkill Church.
Still a heavy police and first responders presence here in Oakwood Village.
And back here in Ohio, our weather team is tracking this storm for us as well. Meteorologist Robin King is joining us with the latest.
It's only $2 a ticket, so.
Well, you keep playing and the prize keeps going up. So we're going to see where it is by this time
You're
next
welcome,
week.
everybody.
All this to say, we hope you get to where you're going safely and soundly. And Brutus here wants to say happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
In Alexandria, I'm Taylor Bruck, Spectrum News.
From the moment you walk in Kathy Amstut's home, you see touches of rainbow sprinkled everywhere.
Anybody that comes to this house is welcome.
It's intentional, she says, a symbol of freedom and pride after decades of hiding.
I celebrate being gay because we had 30 years of keeping it quiet.
The 71-year-old Zanesville native was married to a man for 4 years, only to one day meet the woman of her dreams in church, the late Barbara Amstutz, who was a nun.
But she was a nun.
I know. You could say I corrupted her.
She describes their relationship as love at first sight, inseparable from the day they met.
I knew right away she was mine.
But still, they lived in secret, pretending to be sisters. Until June 26, 2015, the day the Supreme Court's decision in Obergefell versus Hodges legalized same-sex marriage nationwide.
It was the biggest joy. I mean, we couldn't believe it. When we heard it, we both cried, we hugged each other, we kissed. And she says, "When can we get married?" You know. And I looked at her and I said, "Will you marry me?" And she said, "Yes!"
Finally coming out to the world, they tied the knot a few days later.
It was the best day of my life.
To Kathy, being able to marry was about showing off who she loved.
Unbelievable memories.
But to Columbus residents, Tom Morgan and Bradley Weiss, marriage was about protection.
2004, Brad had a near-fatal car crash, fractured skull, traumatic brain injury. He was in a coma. And even though we'd lived together for 6 years at the time, I was not considered family by the hospital.
They got married 2 months after the Obergefell decision.
There are 1,138 special and distinct rights and privileges that are granted a married couple in this country. We had none of those. Now we have all of them, and that's the way it should be.
Today, conservative lawmakers in multiple states and the Southern Baptist Convention have introduced measures stating marriage should only be between a man and a woman, encouraging the Supreme Court to reconsider the landmark ruling. A ruling that changed the lives of millions of Americans, giving couples like Brad and Tom protections they desired, and Kathy and Barb memories admired.
until they one day meet again.
She's always with me. She'll never go away. Never. And that's what I want for everybody, to find that special someone and stay with them forever. We're all precious in God's eyes.
On a once very quiet country road in Alexandria lives 93-year-old John Bird. He's been here his whole life and says he's watching his town be turned into a sacrifice zone.
You might call it dump truck alley. Some days are a lot worse than others.
Just miles away is New Albany, where Intel and other huge companies are setting roots, bringing massive development along with thousands of people to the state. Truck after truck after truck come through Alexandria each day, which is home to many industries like concrete, sand, and gravel plants.
It is all day long. You're getting hit in the face with debris.
2 proposed asphalt plants on both sides of town would add even more. Scioto Materials, a division of the Shelley Company, is proposing a plant on the southeast side of the village. And Marzane Materials of Zanesville is proposing one for the northwest side on the Martin trucking property, both adding to already existing industry. Bird lives just one house down from Martin Trucking.
I just hate to see it. I hate to see it for my neighbors, too.
Many residents, including Stephanie Taylor and Julia King, are concerned for their community's air quality, drinking water, and quality of life. Both plants would bookend the town with emissions.
I feel disparaged because we don't necessarily have the income that, say, New Albany has. It is very easy to say, this is the location we're going to put it.
They say the town is becoming unlivable. Residents taking action, lining the streets with signs that say no asphalt plants, attending township meetings, and forming the grassroots organization Clean Air and Water for Licking County. Taylor says many people are worried potential runoff could contaminate the region's drinking water supply, not just for Alexandria, but the cities of Granville and Newark as well. Both proposed sites sit on a floodplain and are located close to Raccoon Creek, one of Ohio's largest streams.
It takes very, very little oil to infiltrate a water supply and ruin it. And oil, petroleum's not the only thing involved in a hot mix asphalt plant.
At a public hearing in June, the Ohio EPA spoke to residents about the proposals. The chief of the EPA Division of Drinking and Groundwaters, Amy Cly, stating she doesn't expect impacts from surface and groundwaters because of a 20 to 30-foot clay layer under the soil. Geologist and soil expert Todd Frolking disputes that finding. A retired professor at Denison University, he studied the area for more than 30 years and says it's full of gravel and soil.
There is no continuous layer of fine silt and clay at any particular depth.
He warns that almost any other location is better than what's been proposed.
When operations get busy, stuff happens, and you're relying on every truck driver, every person participating to be careful.
Local leaders are hearing the concerns of residents and environmentalists and speaking out, including Granville Mayor Melissa Hartfield.
The easy thing for them to do is find another location, and I just am baffled that this is their choice.
Located not even 5 miles from Alexandria, the village of Granville and Denison University taking legal action.
This could have a generational impact. You tell me, after your water supply is poisoned, who wants to take a shower? Who wants to brush their teeth? Who wants to mix it with their baby's formula? Nobody.
Residents urging government entities to help them, fighting for their neighbors, both young and old. As more development pours into the state, Taylor says no community, no matter how small, should become a sacrifice zone.
For anybody who might see this and think, well, it's not my backyard, it really is your backyard. There's a lot coming to Ohio, Central Ohio in particular, and if we don't stand together to protect our air and water, which we all share, there could be tragic side effects to that.
Now, these residents want to be really clear. They are not anti-development, anti-growth, anti-industry, or even anti-asphalt. They are anti these specific locations. Right now, the Ohio EPA is in the process of reviewing and responding to public comments on a draft air permit for Scioto Materials. I reached out to the lawyer representing that company. He said he's not able to speak to me right now due to the sensitivities of the issues, and Marzane Materials has yet to get back to our multiple requests for an interview. In Alexandria, I'm Taylor Bruck, Spectrum News.